What's up, everybody? This is Tyler, Mr. Longshot here, coming back to you from the shop. It's the day after PRI. I just got home last night, pretty late. But one of the things that I need to do today is my good buddy Terrell over at, well, I'll link his YouTube channel here or something. He works on a lot of 3800 stuff, and he has a power log, which is like a high flow manifold, made of stainless that has a crack in it. He pulled the car apart thinking he had a bad exhaust gasket, and he's actually got a cracked manifold. So we're going to take a look at it. We're going to see if we can repair it for him, and I'll show you a little bit about how we do that. All right, so we can clearly see we've got a crack right here in this primary on the inside. The rest of them look okay. And when we flip this over, we can see right here that tack weld is cracked. And also, let's see, it's hard to see it on camera. There you go. That tack weld on this primary is cracked as well. So let me get this thrown in the vise and I'll show you what we're dealing with. Okay, so in here we have the inner weld that goes all the way around the primary, and it's cracked. The thing with the crack is, at the end where the crack stops, you want to drill as much of that material out as you can because of the stresses that accumulate at the end of a crack. So if you just were to weld over top of this or grind it down a little bit and then re-weld it, you'll have a weak point inherent in your weld right here where the crack ends. So by drilling that, we will try to remove as much of the weak spot as possible. And of course it's stainless, so it's really hard and it likes to work harden. So as you drill it, it will get harder and harder. So stainless is one of those tricky materials. You need a really sharp drill bit and the correct speed and pressure behind your drill. And I think this bit is probably not in good enough shape. Let me go find another bit. There we go, now we're getting a better bite. This won't show on camera, but now that I've drilled part of this out, I can actually see the crack continued further that way under the surface, and it wasn't quite visible yet. So now I'm going to switch my angle of the drill. Okay, so I'm through the weld bead and I'm into the flange material. So we should have pretty much all the end of the crack drilled out now. So I'm going to switch around, I'll drill the other side, and then I'll show you what we're going to do to clean up along the crack itself here. Okay, so now we're going to come in here and we're going to clean up this crack, and we're going to try and gouge out a little bit of room for a new fresh weld bead. we've got this prepped, we're gonna redo the tack that was cracked on the outside first. Then we'll flip it over and we'll weld on the inside. Holding this to get the right angle to get a steady hand when you're welding is one of the most important and sometimes the most difficult things to do when you don't have proper tools in here. Okie dokie, we've got the crack all welded up, and before I laid this out to weld, I hit it on the belt sander real quick. You can see there's these light areas here. That dark and that dark is where the belt sander didn't touch, and we can see we've got a whole lot of area around this other side where the belt sander didn't touch at all. So we probably had a bad seal here, and some of this black stuff is burnt oil because he did have a valve cover leak that he fixed, but also this could be carbon. So we may not have had a good seal here, and he might have been hearing a manifold leak after all at the gasket. So we're gonna go back over the belt sander real quick, and we're gonna lay it on there and see how flat this really is. Okay, here's how we ended up. I got the broken tack weld replaced there, and there, and then we got the crack repaired inside. We should be good to go there. And then also I threw it on the bench grinder for a while and got it pretty flat. You can go until this is all shiny, of course, but I am running low on fresh belts, and I got it to where the majority of the surface has got scratches across it, which means that the belt was making contact. So it's flat enough to make a good seal against the exhaust gasket. See all the shine? Doesn't show up great in the camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop this back off to my buddy Terrell.